This is a Seeutek professional tile cutter. I got it from Amazon, delivered to the door for about $120. Came in a big old box, pretty vague instructions. Came with an extra cutting wheel, has one on it. Also has a laser, which that's really nice. It really makes easy work of lining up your measurements. When I got it, the laser wasn't perfectly aligned, but there's two little screws on there. You can align it pretty easy. You can see in there, I just aligned it where it's pointing at the center of the cutting wheel. I brought the wheel up a little bit further, and you can see that it's still on the center of the wheel. Very accurate. Has like a foot. Once you cut, it has to be all the way forward, and then you can press on the tile. Unfortunately, you can't just randomly press the foot on the tile wherever, because the cutting wheel hits it first. But if you're making, I think it says you can cut down to like 1 3/8 or something like that. If you're making cuts like that, the foot works pretty good in the front. If you're making narrower slivers, sometimes it'll break just a piece off the front and not the back. You might have to flip around the tile to put pressure on it. In retrospect, this is the kind that would work, better for the sliver cuts, because you can put pressure on it wherever it is on the tile. That helps break pieces that don't break completely. So it has these outriggers that you can move back and forth. So when you put the tile on there, that it sits nicely. If you look, it sits nicely. See how the laser puts a pretty definitive line. If you mark your piece in 2 spots, you get that cut dead on. You can see some of the cuts that I made. Actually, it's about 1 1/4 inches wide, maybe a little bit thicker, and it actually cut a nice piece. And you can see here, cut some slivers by the patio door. I just dry fit them, but they fit perfectly up against the track for the patio door. So it does cut really nice. I'm going to demonstrate cutting about a 24-inch piece. Butt it up against here. Line the line up with the laser. Both ends. Easy that way. Make sure it's shoved up. Slide it up. You can hear the wheel on there. Just like that. You can see it. Went a little off the edge there, depending on what piece you used. But that I put a lot of pressure toward the end as it got toward the end. So with a little bit of practice and finesse, it works pretty good. It also has a stop if you're making repetitive cuts. You line up the stop and make your cut. Actually, one thing it doesn't do is drop the chips out real well, so you got to make sure you clear them out of there. Otherwise the tile kind of stands up on you, or it might break weird if those chips are in there. You can see, makes nice cuts. It is way faster than using a grinder and way less jagging around. You just snap the cuts and it actually makes a nicer cut than the grinder. So it works pretty good for the $120. I definitely recommend it. If you're going to use it at a professional level, obviously this is probably not considered a professional grade tool, but it does a pretty decent job.